It is time for Big Fat American News. I'm Zach Martin with the news that you can use at ZachMartinRocks.com. And we've got you fully covered. Oh, it's full coverage of all kinds of news. Entertainment news, rock news, weird news, which is my favorite, conspiracy theory stuff. Oh, I love conspiracy theories. And most of our headlines are either from Google Alerts or from Drudge. Don't blame me, but Drudge is a good news aggregator. You just get the headlines, and then I read you the headlines, give you a few comments. It's like elevator news. Within 30 to 40 seconds, you basically get the gist of what's going on throughout the world. And what that does is it helps you out as far as knowing what to talk about at work. For instance, if you live in Florida, you're probably well aware of the pending Dorian hurricane, which has a 31% chance of being a Category 4 when it strikes land. And if you could see all the projections, it looks like some mad kid in kindergarten took his crayons and went nuts. Then you have the Dems criticizing Trump for diverting disaster funds to the border. Last time I checked, it's kind of a disaster down there, and not taking any sides. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. See what I did there? Or hear what I did there? You got to fund that stuff that's going on down there somehow, right? Taking care of all of those people. And I can't blame people for wanting to get into the United States of America. We're a great country, land of opportunity. You can do pretty much anything you want, unless you buy a home, then you have those property taxes, which makes you mashug. All right. So we keep an eye on that. Apple apologizes for letting contractors eavesdrop on Siri sex recordings. Siri sex recordings. Well, that's very interesting. What's going on with that? Is Siri recording everything that you and I do and say? Have you ever noticed that you might have a conversation with something, or you might have a conversation with somebody who might be really something. And let's just say you want a brand new guitar, and you're talking about, I want to get an electric guitar, I want to get a Gibson, whatever it might be. And then later on in the day, you go on Facebook, and like magic, those advertisements for Gibson appear on your timeline. I'm sure that after I've had this conversation, because my phone is right here next to me, this is where I'm reading the headlines from, right? I put a lot of effort into this newscast. I bet you that I will have an advertisement for Gibson, and tomorrow I'll let you know what the result is. While we're on the subject of robots, Micro-Robot built, not that we're really on it, but sort of the same thing. Micro-Robot built to crawl through human brain tested for first time. Wow, this is really interesting. Remember that movie? I don't know if you're old enough to remember this, but these guys had to go and remove this tumor from this world leader. So they were shunking down the size, and they were put into a syringe, and they were put in the body, and it was this amazing journey through the body. I think they finally got to the brain and got rid of this tumor. It was affecting this world leader. I mean, we can't have world leaders dying on us. So what would we do without world leaders? Come on, nobody would be able to tell us what to do, and we have nothing to argue about. Now they have this robotic technology that can help go through your brain. I wonder how many dirty movies are in your brain. I'll ask Siri and find out later. Yeah, that's what I love about this. You just get right through the news. Top shrink, Biden not so perfect, stutters, stammers, gets lost during South Carolina campaign event. He must be a relative of mine. Bernie hit self in face with punching bag. I just want you to think about that. The guy's running for president. He's operating a punching bag, and the punching bag beats him. Look, make your own conclusions. I would never tell you where I stand politically or who you should vote for. Let's see here. Americans feel dread and doubts about 2020 race. I think that there's going to be an October surprise that will really help Donald Trump. And here's what it is. Follow me on this. Don't get upset at me. Don't be mad at the messenger. Here's my October surprise. It's not what everybody thinks. It's the legalization of marijuana, man. And if everybody's getting blasted as they legalize marijuana in October, everybody's going to forget about November, because you'll still be eating all that Halloween candy you stole from the kids because you told them that that's all bad for them. That's a good thing to do. Get the kids to do all the work. Confiscate the candy. All right, this woman had a mental episode. She drives a mobility scooter wrong way on busy freeway. I've seen the video of this. It's comical. It's Three Stooges. It's Keystone Cops. It's got everything. It should be a television show on Fox. And somehow I was able to put all of that together. Oh, man, I'm a modern-day Shakespeare. Have you seen this story or heard about this story? This is the one we're going to wrap this edition of Big Fat American News on. This guy went to go rob a house. So he takes his pickup truck and leaves it in position, keys in the ignition, engine running, doors unlocked. Maybe the door was even open because he wanted to get away. He goes in, he steals stuff from this home, and when he comes out, somebody stole his truck. That is phenomenal. You can follow us at facebook.com/BigFatAmerican. If there's a news tip you want to share with us and maybe get on the air, you can text or call 626-559-1450. Maybe if you leave a message, maybe I'll call. You can also check out what we got at ZachMartinRocks.com. Follow us on Twitter, man, at ZachMartinRocks.